everyone, welcome to Homeschooling with Hafele. So what we're trying to do is just make the best use of your quarantine time and teach you all something new. My name is Rohina Khira and I own the home decor brand AA Living. In today's class, we're actually just going to walk you all through a few tips on how to make small apartments seem larger than they actually are and not have that feeling of the walls closing in on you just by some really good styling. It's totally possible and I think you guys will enjoy it, so tune in. So I have a mild obsession with like really light, airy colors. I just think it immediately opens up your space versus like a really dark wall shade that will make you feel really caged in. I think just go as light as possible. In fact, make the ceilings one shade lighter than your wall colors just to add a bit of an illusion of height as well. So really undervalued accessory would be mirrors. I think just play with as many mirrors as you can. It immediately brightens the space, it bounces the light around, and it actually makes your space seem much larger than it actually is. So just trust me on this one. So floor to ceiling shelving works really great as well. Just go as high as possible with a combination of like closed and open shutters. In fact, open shutters wherever possible. You can also accessorize this really beautifully, and it also gives an illusion of height because it kind of goes right to the ceiling. So window seating is actually quite great as well. It just utilizes that space much better and it will give you that additional seating when guests come over. I think a lot of metro homes already do this and I think it's fabulous. So multi-purpose furniture is one of my favorite tips, I think. There's just so much variety available these days. Desks that kind of just fold up into the wall, dining tables that open up into much larger seaters, and also beds that come with unbelievable storage underneath. So when you're buying new furniture, I think definitely consider this as a big decision-making factor, and I think you really won't regret that little bit of extra money that you spent because the utility will just be so high. The next tip would probably be just Marie Kondoing your space. She's absolutely brilliant. She actually just teaches you that each piece in your home should really have a purpose for being there, and if it doesn't spark joy and it doesn't serve a purpose and it's just kind of kept to use later or one day, you should really just not have it in your home. So this is a great way of actually just decluttering your home and only keeping what you really need. I think small spaces just get cluttered so easily, and what you just must do as like a regular practice is just keep tidying all the time. Just literally keep tidying it, even if it's the smallest bookshelf, just make sure it's organized and it looks in order and it looks good. That will really kind of make your space look much more organized and look much larger than it actually is. So I personally love shears and I love that whole dreamy oasis vibe that comes with it. So I would say that any room that doesn't really require blackout curtains, you can choose shears instead, because it does kind of give that really dreamy, airy vibe. And I would say go for like a light color, like maybe a white, because it's just the perfect combination. So if you've not bought your furniture yet, I think a furniture with exposed legs is great because it actually creates negative space, which is really good for small apartments especially. So I think also be a little smart about where you're choosing to place your products. For example, instead of putting your planters on your console, maybe you can just put them into a hanging pot and hang them from the ceiling on a hook. If you've got a floor lamp, maybe switch that over and use a wall lamp instead. Instead of going for a really heavy cabinet, go for floating shelves on the wall. Just try and free up like your floor space as much as possible and just try and adopt that little bit of that minimalistic vibe if you can. What most people do when they have small spaces is that they actually take all the furniture and they just shove it against a wall. This actually works against you, believe it or not, and you really need some breathing room between the wall and the couch or the piece of furniture. So just give it some breathing room and just see how your space actually just opens up that way. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed today's class, and stay tuned to next week for Homeschool with Hafele. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.